Welcome back. As you've guessed, we are tackling another tire pressure monitor system issue. So if we go through the menu, we find that the left rear sensor is not reading, and that means it's probably dead. So let's dive into this and see what's going on. All right, so today's tool of choice is an X-Tool TP50. And I'm not super familiar with this. I used it once so far on a Lexus that we had trouble programming sensors on. I'm trying to find the buttons here. Hang on. Okay, whoop, let's go back. So let's go to TPMS. Okay. Loading. I did an update yesterday, so this is probably part of that. We are definitely not in Europe. Oh, you know what? We should probably go to options. Let's make sure we are in PSI and not, yep, we are PSI. Okay. So back to where we were, TPMS. We are in America. And let's go to GMC. Okay. And this is a Sierra. Okay. 2014. I believe this is a, well, 2014 is one option. 315 megahertz. Okay. So let's do a check. All right. Please attach device to the logo. Okay. All right. So there's a little signal button here. So what you're going to do is kind of place this close to the tire pressure sensor. And if this one is dead, it shouldn't read it. Well, it did read it. 33.8. Okay. So probably what's happened is the tires were rotated and the tire pressure sensors not replaced or not reprogrammed. So our next step is well, it says right front. It thinks we started on the, let's do this. It thinks we started on the left front. I started on the rear because that was supposed to be dead. Let's check this one. Okay, so this one must be the dead one. Yeah, it's not reading it, so. All right, this is the dead one. Yeah, so it never did read, see the X. All right, so in anticipation of this job coming up, I went ahead and ordered new sensors. So let's make sure these work. There's a signal button right here I'm going to be pushing, and it's going to activate the little machine to read the sensor. Okay, so that shows 0.0, obviously because it's not in a tire, but it is reading. That's good. That means they work. Okay, one more. All right, so they are all reading. Tire pressure activation is complete! Exclamation point. Do you want to enter the tire pressure diagnosis learning interface? I do not. Thanks, though. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first step is going to be remove the wheel. And I'm going to put it on our little Harbor Freight manual tire machine. I've got a small selection of things here that I'm going to be using, which I'll cover. And we're going to replace a sensor. All right, the first step is to take the wheel off the truck or car. If you're looking for a battery-powered impact, I really like this one. I use it a lot, and it's just works very well. I would never go back to air after using that. You need one of these, a little tool to remove the valve stem core. You're going to use that part right there. Just put it in there and unscrew it like a bolt or a screw. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. And just don't stand in front of it because it could shoot out of there. That's what you're removing. It's called a Schrader valve. All right, so the next step is to put this shoe, I guess you call it, I don't know what you call this part, a shoe under the lip of the wheel and just push down. And hopefully it'll come loose. And this one's kind of tough. What you're doing is what's called breaking the bead. And this one's not going to break. Should pop right off of there. Well, okay, I think this was on me. The last tire I did was a car tire. I had it set in the middle, and we did truck tires a while back, and I had to use this end hole. There's 3 settings here on this, so I just moved it to the end. Let's see if that makes a difference. Nope. I'm literally all of my weight on this. Dang it. What in the world? Don't you just love working on cars? Come on, man. Oh, hey, look here. All right. That's part of it. Okay. But we need more. All right. I've got to be able to get to the sensor itself, which is right there. Okay, there went the whole bead. The whole bead just went. Okay, perfect. Well, we might be doing 4 today, and we might be doing 1. All right, I got to hold this down somehow so I can get to that. Let's see what kind of junk I've got over here. I'm going to put this on the end of the lever. Might work. All right. Stuff something here so I don't knock anything down into the tire. That moved. All right, so while I have these, I'm going to cut the old one off. Okay, so there's the old sensor. Now we have to get this out. So basically I just pulled that through. Now, what I'm going to do is grab one of the sensors that I should have already grabbed. take a little bit of Dawn here. You can't see this probably, maybe you can, but I'm just gonna make this slide through easier. And remember the tool that we used a minute ago, we're going to reuse that. To pull the new sensor through. So this will thread on just like the cap. Now the curved, this is going to have a curve to it. The curve of the sensor needs to go in towards the center of the wheel, not facing out towards the tread. And we're going to pull it. Okay, till that comes through, and we're finished. Okay, let's grab our paper towel here. Don't want to leave that in there. Okay, now the next step is to reseat the bead and inflate the tire. Now when you're inflating a tire, let me make sure you can see this. Keep your fingers out of here, because that's going to be painful if your fingers are in there. Don't want your fingers in that. Now the air compressor is probably going to kick on. Run this up to maybe 32. There it is. Now, as a little extra measure, I like to dribble some of this Dawn down in the valve stem area, just to make sure nothing is leaking and I don't see any bubbles. I think we're good. All right, as I alluded to earlier, I just did the one laziness one today. I've already been on a roof cleaning out gutters and stuff today, so let's just fix this one and we'll do the rest another day. How do you program this thing? Phone name settings. Speed warning. Oh, you know what? I think what I have to do is hold down the check mark. Yes, tire learning active. Okay. I think what I have to do is come out here. Let's get our machine. Copy by input, OBD, generate ID. I'm not sure what to do here. Nope, don't need that. Nope, back. Communication failed. Okay, yep, sure it did. Scanning. No sensor detected. I know I just put it in there. I am confident that what's going wrong is my fault, but this is plan B. I've had this for a while. These are like less than 10 bucks. Let's try this. Okay, I have started. Okay, the lights flashed. Let's hurry around here. No flashy, no flashy. Come on, flash, flash, hello. Hey, I think we've got a flash. Let's try this one, see if we've got a flash. Can't see. Okay, well, difficulty. Let's just start over. All right, so basically what was happening there is I was going too slow. So now they are reading and my front tires are too low. So if I go through the rest, 34 in the rears, 30 in the front. So I'm gonna bring those up. We'll check it again. All right, so let's try this again. Awesome. So the left front is reading and our tire pressure light is off. Excellent. Now, since I was lazy, probably in 3 days, one of the other ones will go out and I'll just do the rest at that point. So anyway, I hope this inspires you to tackle some of your own repairs. This was not expensive at all. The tire pressure sensors are super cheap, less than 30 bucks. The manual tire machine I got at Harbor Freight, easy to use. I did drill some holes in the floor with some anchors to hold it to the floor and bolt it down. You can actually mount them to a pallet or other things if you don't want to put holes in your floor. So anyway, guys and gals, this was a quick, well, I shouldn't say quick, it wasn't exactly quick, but easy repair. And now that pesky light is off. See you on the next one.